What's up? What's up? What's up? Boy, did we miss the drop that we were waiting for. Normally on it. We normally have these. We might be done or ready today since we did miss it.
Order filled.
Let's just see if we can catch any of it. We'll probably not make it. Oh.
Stop filled.
Oh, is there news? Is there news today? Minor news?
It's a 0%, and I just want to see the push. I will go to the 1 minute just to see this. So we have the news. The news are bad for US dollars, so British pound dollar should go up after this news. And, just after the news, we got the bearish 1 minute candle, which is really, really, really crazy. So we don't have this kind of news. We didn't have in the past. So this is really, really. But like I said, what I expect to see, we should be healthy. Little bit push to retest this level. It will be nice, but like I see right now, there's no any push, which is strange for me. Okay, maybe we will have some kind of the push. Maybe, yes, there is a room for that, but as you can see, it's a when I watch right now these candles 1 minute chart, I don't have
taking
any
profit now.
feeling that there was a
Just in case, that looks pretty
economic
crazy.
news 1 minute ago. Look this. The same mode, the same fluctuation like 15 minutes ago, or no, it's really crazy. So we're reaching the new lows right now. So yes, it's really, and the only thing that I'm just bothering is this euro dollar, because it's stopped. This currency just stopped on these levels, and it's a little bit tricky. But I think when we just go below 1.3060, when we got early close below this level, because we will break the Asia low, I hope that
Yeah, man. So we definitely missed that. Maybe we should not.
For the euro dollar too, because
Sleepy.
all of this is related to the
Well, you're
stronger
supposed to
US
be
dollar,
trading.
and I think that
Waiting
euro
for
dollar
moves
should follow
for days,
the leading British pound
weeks
dollar.
now, and then you're just
And
like,
like I
not
said,
weeks, but you know
British
what I
pound
mean.
dollar is just going down. So this is it's beautiful for me, but I think for other traders, especially the traders that trade during the US session, we should see some kind of the push upside, and then maybe to retest this 336, and then maybe to go down. So this is the, even you Richard, you trade very often this strategy related to fair value gap. So what do you think about this early candle here? Maybe this can be fair value gap.
Yeah,
for
that
some
hourly
trades,
candle closes. The second one of that formation is quite a wide body, right? But you know, there can be fair value gaps that occur all over the show, right? It's really matters where it occurs. Quite often when you get a fair value gap during a breakout, for example, that's a very strong indication that you might have a lot of momentum during the breakout. But if it just sort of appears in the middle of nowhere, then, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to test it. It might not necessarily, act as support or resistance, depending if the market does go and retest it. So generally, you want to look for confluences and other stuff, whether it's your indicators or levels or whatever the case might be.
Yes, you're right.
But you quite often, when let's say there's one that appears in the middle of nowhere, price will quite often react from it, at least initially. You know, but if you know building systems, so I want the level to be broken, I want a price structure break, so change of behavior or structure. You know, then those all things that line up from a technical perspective. Then the fair value gap is just used as an entry zone or location.
Yes. And right now we are going lower and lower, so the news are completely rejected. So after the 5 minutes, the news are completely rejected. So this is the how market works right now. So there's no fundamentals anymore, just technical points, technical side of points. So it's really. But the good thing is, what I'm seeing right now, what they're talking about is that euro dollar right now is breaking this critical level. And now we can get the push here. Now we can get maybe the larger push, but of course we need to wait to see how
what is the dollar index doing?
This is the good stuff. Yes.
You were looking at the dollar index the other day. Can you maybe have a look at that again?
Yes.
So we were thinking that it's going to give us a bounce, right?
Yes, there is a bounce here, and I expect to see here 100 which will be, so we, a couple days ago, we almost reached 100, and then we start to go down. And now, if we break and touch this psychological level 100, I think everything will change, because after that, if we start to go bullish, we will see, I think, maybe a larger move. Actually, like I showed you previously on the daily chart, we broke the relative strength index trend line already, and this is the early signalization what will happen in the future. For me, of course, this is why I'm used trend lines and relative strength index very often. But you can see this is the really beautiful slow push, and then we can go really high, because I know when we have this kind of the trend line breakout, and if it's very fast, we cannot reach so bigger prices then, usually. Even that looks beautiful, that initial momentum on the chart, it looks beautiful, but in reality, when we trade, we need this, and in that case, we really can go a lot higher. So I hope that we will go in a new stage and a little bit trade on the US dollar strengthen. So we will see what will happen there. Like I said, I'm back again to the euro dollar. The thing that I just said come true. Look this is the really good thing. This is the really good thing right now. Yeah, this is the news that we already heard, but we broke this level, and now I hope the euro dollar will accelerate. Right now we touch 24 hours low, and we are going down. And the next level is 1.1330, and then if we break that will be, I think, a 7 days low, and then we go really down with the euro dollar. And this is good because right now US dollar index is going up, British pound dollar is already down, euro dollar following the British pound dollar, and we are going in the right good direction. So from my standpoint of view, the biggest mistake that people can make right now is to try to buy euro dollar, buy British pound dollar, and buy just because we are oversold. Or it's not good. It's really not good. So I hope that the traders will not create this kind of mistakes, because I know that a lot of beginner traders, the biggest mistake in the first days, the first year of trading, is this. You see the oversold, you see overbought, and you see some pattern, because you can always see some pattern in some moment. But this is not good. This is not good. You can do that. Yes.
Sorry, Igor. I've just had a setup occur here, and I had to hit market order because it's moving fast.
Please.
So this is crude oil. Is it adding? There we go. Literally, just like as this new candle opens, I had to hit market order there. Reason being, so I want to miss this trade. Everything's set up really nicely.
The other ones are delayed.
Again, during my time window. Only problem is, like, we have those crude oil inventories in a little while, so I might just, take profit if things work out or move in my direction. But price moved lower. Remember, I was saying if it breaks either the overnight session low or high, it did so. Switch to 1 minute time frame. We have a change of structure, although very minute. Break of structure.
See what happens.
See, as price was coming lower here, little lower low, lower high, and then that strong candle to the upside broke that previous structure, break of structure, right? And then we had a very nice big fair value gap right there. And ideally, it would have been nicer to get it in a little bit lower, See, price has been testing it once, twice, 3, 4 times, and now it's been moving to the upside. So that's the trade, right? A stop loss goes below the first candle. In this case, is the actual, I won't say it's an actual low, so say that, but the low of that 3 candle formation. Okay, now we're getting a push to the upside. Again, I'm very wary that things might go haywire with the crude oil inventories. So depending how things go, I'll give it a few more minutes and maybe just get out of the trade, lock in, I don't know, $50, hopefully $100, hopefully $1,000, we'll see. But yeah, that's the setup. Again, just following the rules of the setup. A little bit of a crappy entry there. I would have liked to get in slightly lower, but it's only about 5 pips here on the WTI crude. It's not too bad. But that's it. Ideally, would like to see a break of this previous high over here. Generally, when you trade, this is also a good idea.
Okay.
No, not the best example to use here because we're trading into that crude oil report, but to take target at the opposite end of the overnight session, which is slightly below 59.79. So I've got it at 59.77. Again, playing it very close to those news events. So let's see. I see you got a few questions coming up, yeah? Robert?
Let's take a look. Yeah. Robert says, oh, the FOMO of waking up late and seeing the NASDAQ move. Yeah, I can't really say too much on that, but...
Stop filled.
James asked, well, I don't know, Richard, do you want to say anything about that, or Igor?
No.
He's asking you, James asking Nandan, do you have any pairs you're looking to take based on the charts you use?
Yeah, so went over this a little earlier.
All right, we're going in. It looks like it picked
So right now, the market
direction.
is entirely choppy.
We did get in on that one. We might be too late for this.
Recap of,
We're hoping to get something. Something coming here.
Coming into today's market.
Let's see.
So every single currency pair is pretty much chopped up. There are very few currencies. So pound Aussie was one of them I was looking at on the daily time frame. I wanted to break out of this 4-hour consolidation that we're currently in at 2.104, and then if a breakout occurs, then we have potential
right,
moving
we
up
took
all the way
some
up
of
to
that to profit.
2.154, these previous highs.
It is at a support here.
Every single currency, since it's so choppy, what you have to do again is you got to go.
It'll
into
probably
chart plan
continue
mode,
up.
Trading plan mode. Look
Looks like
at
our
the chart,
thing.
see what trade
So
setups
figured
are
out those are
because you
$50
have no
trades
consistency
and
in any currency.
$25 losses.
It's very minute weakness in the New Zealand dollar, and it's so irrelevant. I just don't even think anything of it because, you know, looking at the economic news calendar, we have big news coming up in a few days. So Friday,
I'll
non-farm
show
payroll.
you
So
why
that's
I
pretty
kind
much
of
the big
pulled.
one, and then Bank of Japan interest rate news tonight. But I looked at all the Japanese yen pairs. They look.
We
pretty
are
bullish, so
around this.
not
I'd
that
probably
great,
like
but
to see us
pound
move
New Zealand
into
again,
it. Probably
same thing as
retest
the pound Aussie, waiting for this breakout at
the zone
2.26. This little area right here,
and
this
then
daily chart
moving
looks
up
really
before
nice,
jumping
trend
back in
indicators
and then
starting to point
holding
up,
for
and then the potential
life
move all the way back to these highs
on
of
end.
2.326.
I think that's what I would like to see.
We don't have any pound support, and the New Zealand dollar is very minute weakness in it. So I was talking about the dollar
So
pairs.
it looked like it would have
I thought
hit
the dollar pairs
the
could
move.
reverse off of their major trends, for a few days. Aussie
Try
dollar
not
and
to
New Zealand dollar
FOMO
were two
here
pairs
and
that I was
jump
looking at.
on
I didn't want to really
unrealistically.
give price alerts for these guys just because it's very hard to identify a complete breakout.
Where I had
So
gotten
these
in is
dollar pairs, I'm
likely
strictly
where I
just
should
looking
have
at
just
intraday
held
momentum. When did the movement
for
start on
life
the
upon
smaller charts?
end.
15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 5-minute chart. Whatever chart is
We'll
displaying
likely
the
see
best
some
story.
retesting,
So
but if
currently
it
I'm on the
does
15-minute
continue
chart
up,
on this Aussie dollar, and you know, you did have a push to the downside with especially the Aussie dollar pairs today. There was some consistency for weakness and some dollar strength, but it's so we don't have any trends in place, so I'm just not interested in it. You know, you certainly could have gotten into these pairs, but any trade you take just purely based off intraday momentum, there's no trend support, you got to scale back on your lot size. I'd say about 75% and manage your expectations. Take profit and get out of a trade if you're up like 15, 30 pips. So, you know, I don't know if these dollar pairs are going to continue cycling down against their major trends, but we'll see. You know, the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar on the daily time frames, they look very similar. You know, these trend indicators are about to pinch off, and they're starting to pull back on the 4 hours.
Super long-term trade, so we're just gonna let
New Zealand dollar. Just wait for the intraday momentum to kick in on this one. But you know, I'm really not going to be trading this pair. You know, I'm just going to remove that price alert because again, price alerts right now.
Let's see what happens.
It's more just based off intraday momentum and being early into the move. If you're late into the move like you are right now and late into the session, it's not a good idea to trade. New Zealand CAD was very similar to the pretty much every other New Zealand pair as well, where you got very minute weakness in the New Zealand. Canadian dollar is not supporting you at all, and the chart on the 4 hour looks great, but you just don't have proper strength and weakness in play. And what happens when that occurs is you get choppy movements. So again, manage expectations.
Somewhere right in here.
With a smaller lot size.
Let's see what it does.
Make sure you have larger stops.
Right in this area.
Get your stop to break even as fast as possible, or just get out of the trade. You know, you're not really holding these trades, so putting your stop to break even is kind of, it's very tough. You can get into 15 pips positive and you get, you know, sneaked out of it. You get snaked out of it, and then it reverses and goes 30 pips profit, and then, you know, it's just very tough to trade on the smaller time frame. So I think the best course of action, in my opinion, is just sit on your hands and wait for the news to come out, and you just gotta wait for the market to shake itself out. You know, it's just,
all right.
It's to
see what it does.
The market needs to choose direction, and there's no direction anywhere. You know, every single forex pair is just going sideways, whether it be
Order
the 4 hour or
filled.
the daily. So, you know, the market's not showing you a direction. So let it choose and let it shake itself
We're hoping for
out.
the
And I
small
think
bounce,
with the
but
news
likely
calendar,
we're gonna get burned by it.
You certainly got something to look forward to. So
should wait.
Keep doing your analysis every day. You know, just keep doing your weekly, daily, and 4 hour trend analysis, and then from there you look at what's going on with the news calendars. I personally never look at what the reports say. You know, that's not, I'm not that great at analyzing that stuff. Igor is a lot better than me, so you can ask him questions regarding, you know, what these news reports mean. I just look at what's going on the chart. So but yeah,
possibly breaking
Richard
above.
wants to take it from here.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I got out of this. I think it was about this $52, nothing much for a few minutes
Nice.
of work. But yeah, I'm very scared of these news events, especially on crude oil. Can move quite a lot of ticks or pips in one direction very, very fast. So I'm just playing it safe. I'm out. Might go to the moon, might go against me. I don't really care. So out of that trade there, got in slightly worse than what I wanted to here by the fair value gap. Got out pretty much close to where price is currently at. So there we go. That's probably it for me from a trading side of things today, to be honest.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's not that great. It's very tough.
No.
At least for me, you know, it's horrible. Just got to sit on my hands. That's it. You know, James, you always got another trading opportunity right around the corner, so just wait for it. You know, it's the best thing you can do for trend trades.
Yes. So, guys, I can show you some things just to.
Please
just to
do,
talk
please
a little
do.
bit.
Stop
Just to
filled.
show a few things. I was just that. First, what I wanted to show you right now, what's happened with British pound dollar. I hope that you will see that very soon. Yes. So this is the something that I just talking about. On the 50-minute chart, I drew this line. See, you can draw this trend line, and you can see how we touch to the peep almost, and there is a reaction right now.
Yeah.
So you can see reaction right now. That reaction is not small because we were on the free one, and now we are on a free. Yes, we are almost more than 20 pips in just a few minutes. And this is something that I talk about. So it would be good to maybe retest this price level here, maybe to retest, and that would be really healthy, especially for the relative strength index indicator, because as you know, we just show 30 minutes right now, so we are just to see this price level. Yes, it's about 30, and we were 20. Now we are 30, and it's a good thing to a little bit go upside. Maybe even the better. Maybe to trend line like this.
It's looking quite a bit nice for
Touch.
a
Order
downside,
filled.
a little push.
Yeah, something to the 40. So
Oh.
we can go to the 40 relative
Test.
index right now, and then to make continuation to the downside. The biggest mistake that traders can make is to trade right now as a
Stop
counter
filled.
trade. It's okay, but if you enter just exactly to that price level, but this is very
Little
tricky
scalpy scalp.
because very often after this speed you can very often just go and lose your trade very fast, but sometimes it's good. So we
Alright,
just touch
let's
this level.
now see
And
what it
as
does.
you can see, when we got the biggest acceleration to downside, after that this one big 1 minute candle, and now we are going up like some V shape. We are starting to go up, but this is the healthy thing. So this is not the trouble. This is not something that will lose the trend. The same thing we have for euro dollar, which is we broke the level. We started to go down, and in that moment we started to go up again. But for euro dollar,
Might be
which
a
is
nice
stronger, the British pound dollar,
bounce.
this, I think, the same story. We will retest maybe some level here,
Hoping for
next
a
maybe
small
level here. We will
retest.
see
Still, I'm
something.
still
we will
hoping
retest,
that we
and we'll start to go down again. So
hit a
nothing
line
special
here.
there. And meanwhile, while we just monitor these charts, I saw one very interesting chart when Nandan just explained, and this is something that I monitor very often. It's a New Zealand dollar CAD, because this is sometimes very good for mean reversion strategies. I use only for the mean reversion strategies. So as you can see, first we can check this pair on a 4-hour chart, and you can see, like Nandan showed, that we are really showing some kind of the bearish move right now, and this can really accelerate downside. But for New Zealand dollar, I like, for example, to use mean reversion indicators. There is a lot of indicators that you can use for mean reversion. I will just pick maybe some free and the most used on the trading view. As you can see, this is how this indicators looks like. So I will just maybe like teaching just a little bit, maybe people could hear something about that. If you decide to trade these pairs where we had very often, we reached the mean reversion so many times, and this is very good for the slow burning currency pairs. It's very slow, and you just sell to the top and buy from the bottom in the moment.
So there's
when
a
you
small
can do
likelihood
that. And I will just give you a little
you
bit,
traveled
few things related to this.
it
So
did.
this indicator that you watch
We are
right now,
hitting
there is
this
100
resistance
indicators.
though, so
All
I'm not
these
really
indicators
confident
are actually
on what it's going to do.
triangular moving average.
We just might not be able to
It's
trade
a
in
smoothing
time.
moving average
That just
that
happens.
people can use
Especially
in
when you
trading.
wake up late.
And what is the catch here? How we got these lines? Beautiful,
So,
looks
you know,
beautiful,
it
but
happens.
everything is
To the
very
best of
simple
us.
there. As you know, when we put a simple moving average in the chart, usually we have that line we get as we take the price. For
Crazy.
example, if we watch the daily
I know.
chart, we take
I know.
a close price from the yesterday, then from the day before, and then we make some arithmetic
more downside, little
median
maybe
price,
down
and
to our line.
this is a simple moving average. However, someone got idea to make a simple moving average from simple moving average. So you make a formula to do that, and when you do that, you get something that you just watch on the chart here. And why people doing this? Because when you do that, you get this yellow line.
Really tired, guys.
And that yellow line
Really
very,
tired.
very hardly change, because it's a simple moving average, a simple moving average. So it's a very small, even right now, we got the crazy news. It will change.
I guess this is a lesson to say in our original trade, we would doing
case,
fine.
You can play mean reversion because you get that line which is
We would be
very
doing fine.
stable during the time. However, because we use that formulas, these kind of indicators we paint. So in the moment, for example, when we reach this
I
low,
think one
the
account
market was
we
not
should do
like
that.
this that you watch. It's a little bit different. However, what is good is that you usually can calculate very easily. You can use
One of
40
these
bands,
accounts we
It's
should
very similar.
definitely,
You just go to the mean reversion.
once we get into trade in
some
the
upper
morning,
level, lower level,
we
and then you make
let it do its
order
thing.
just because you want to reach the mean again. However, what is the very dangerous here? The danger thing here is if you try to do that during the bull or bear market, when the market and the price action is so strong and you want to trade against the main trend. So this you can do when market is boring. So this strategy is for boring markets, because markets are very, very often boring. And then in that case, you can just play to reach the median price. And the one thing that you can see here on the chart, if you see, for example, that we go below this rainbow with a bigger mean, with a bigger deviation than standard deviation, for example, this is maybe free standard deviation right now. Usually after that, we will not just touch the mean reversion. Usually we go a little bit higher in the opposite direction, and this is the good thing. So the same thing we got for the British pound dollar. If you remember my chart for the daily chart, so we got ultimate high on 1.34, and then after 2 months we were on the ultimate low because the price dropped more than 1,000 pips down. And this is something that in min version very, very often we can see on the chart. But usually, who wants to trade this, you can use 4-hour or 1-hour chart, because there you can get very good movements there, and which will be very, very interesting for trading. And right now, I think this 4-hour chart is interesting because, like Nandan said, maybe this push to this price level for this New Zealand dollar CAD can be interesting for some traders. We have really bearish momentum. So we are in the bearish trend, and we respect this mean reversion rules that usually price go to the mean reversion, go to the another line, and back and go for fight a lot of times up or down. So this is just something that they want to share. You can use any indicator because all these indicators are very similar, but remember they repaint. So it's dangerous to watch them and make decision only just because this indicator.
We can
And
maybe
just
bounce
to see
really
how
hard
the British pound dollar is going right
back
now.
up,
Yes, we make
or
some
we
kind
can
of
come
correction, which is
slamming
good.
down.
And I hope
little
that
slammy.
Order
soon
filled.
price will test the support from the previous support at the level 1.331. So I will wait to see that. And I will not close my
Stop
trade. I will not
filled.
be panicked right now or price going up. I have enough profit. I will close my trade and something like that, because I need to be
Nice.
I need to be confident.
Bounce is normal, right?
Yes, it's normal. So
Retracement.
this trade can swing.
We're not gonna stay here.
I just want to address a question here from James. James asking Richard, I think there's a price bounce off a trend line on the S&P. Can you take a look at the 4-hour chart? Let me just switch to that.
Oh, it shows. We're not a part of it.
Clearly getting a bounce here on the 5 minute. You are asking about the 4 hour, so I switched here to the 4 hour. From a trend line perspective, I can't really see which trend lines you're actually talking about here on the 4 hour. I mean, we can draw trend lines from these lows to that higher low here, this low to this low, which is probably not the ideal one to draw.
Your charts aren't cleared yet.
It's gone off again.
There you go.
All right. So this is the 4 hour time frame on the SPX 500. Just using trend lines, something I don't do, but price pretty far off a trend line in my opinion from just using the 4 hour time frame. Bounce from which 4 hour, well, trend line on which on the 4 hour chart, I'm not sure what you pointing out there, James. I can, however, show you the bigger picture view here on DES, which is the SPX.
Really tired.
500, same thing.
All right.
This is a channel I've been having on here for quite some time. I showed this a few weeks ago.
Likely
So
just call this here.
We had came very close to
Call it a
this
day.
that occurred in Jan 2022.
We're either gonna shoot back down.
I'm using this as an operating angle for this channel to the upside
or up, but we're not trading. We're gonna take our little small gains.
Trying to figure out. So Wednesday the 19th,
what we missed, or
February,
you know what I mean?
Down.
Because that's how you lose money. And we want to pass this challenge, so we're gonna take what we got today. Take what we got today.
Draw that.
And call it good. Call it good. All right, guys. Peace. Peace.